I know y'all probably like, where in the world is even today is only February 3rd. Y'all have missed a lot. As you can tell from the title, this is why you've missed a lot. As you can see from my last vlog, the last thing I left off on, literally the last vlog that I posted, I'm proud that I posted that because if y'all knew what I had been through that weekend. So, the last I seen y'all, me and my homework was at crew. And that was Friday, right? So Saturday, I decide I'm gonna go see my homegirl Shauna who live in Danville, right? So I decide I'm gonna go see her because she made press ons for me. So what was supposed to happen was I was supposed to come pick up the press ons from her and go visit my granny. What ended up happening is, long story short, my mom ends up meeting me in Danville, right? And she's like, well, just come to church with me. We'll ride to church. Like, we'll ride to Petersburg. There's a lot going on, y'all, but it's going to make sense. She was like, we'll ride to Petersburg. We'll go to church tomorrow. Then we'll come back down here Sunday because my car was at my granny's crib because I was visiting my granny. I left my car at my granny's crib, and my mom was like, "Bet we'll just come back Sunday. You pick up the car Sunday. I'll stay the night. You know, things of that nature, whatever." So all is going well. We're literally probably 40 minutes into the drive. At this point, we're in like South Boston, Halifax, and if you know what that says, you know what that says. If you're not from like the Virginia area, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about for. But and even if you're from the Virginia area, you still might not know what I'm talking about for. But y'all, 40 minutes into the trip, my mom is driving. Now I don't know how to explain this to y'all without it not being confusing, but when you're in like country type of areas that's not city, so what you would call rural, it's like two roads. This is the best way I can describe it. Both roads are straight away, straight traffic, like it's straight traffic, right? So me and mom are driving on this side of the road, right? It's straight traffic. It's just two what you want to call it? Roads? I don't know how you want to call it. But it's only one dotted line separating the two lanes. It's only two lanes, right? So it's two lanes. You driving, whoever's driving this way is driving in them two lanes, right? And then you got a barrier that separates it, and the barrier could be anything like an actual barrier, like the cement barriers, what they call medians, or like just land, like grass, ditches. Like you know where policemen kind of sit and wait to pull people over? Them type of areas. You know what I mean? Where it's like road, then it's a piece of land or something where a car can sit, or usually cars come to stop to cross over. And then on the other side of that road, on the other side of that median, is the traffic going the opposite direction that this traffic is going. Does that make sense? Right. So my mom is driving and we're just talking. She's just driving straight, y'all, going the speed limit at all. Mama just driving and she looked to the left. And by the time my mother said, it don't look like she don't stop. By the time I turned to look to see what mama was talking about, boom! I mean, boom, y'all. There was no recovery time. We were hit. The impact was so crazy. I've never been in nothing like that in my life. I've been in a car accident, but I've never been in no car accident to that degree. When I tell y'all, my mama driving, like I said, my mama driving, she don't look like she gonna stop. And you know how like you be driving and you can be driving and somebody go, is you don't stop. Or you know how like people look like they gonna keep going. This heifer kept going. And I'm talking full speed. I'm talking my mama driving like this. This heifer come out, boosh. I mean, knock my mama out the way. To the point we spin at least 3 to 4 times. And I'm gonna insert some clips. I couldn't really get too many clips or pictures like how I wanted to make it make sense, but I got some in the end because I was just so shocked. Like I said, I've never been in nothing like this ever. So, like I said, on my driving, boom, hit us, spin. We spin at least 3 times to the point within probably the second or third spin, I'm looking at my mama thinking, because my mama's up in age. Like my mama's an older mama. My mama's not like a young mama like y'all mama. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying. I got an old mama. My mama had me type late. So all I'm thinking in my head is, my mother is too up in age to be getting swung around like this. Because when I tell y'all know the commercials with them dummies, it be them dummies in them car commercials, and they be like testing like the trying to show you how safe the car is, how your airbags work and things of that nature. And it look like them dummies just flying. When I tell y'all that's not for kicks and giggles, that's literally how your body be. When I tell y'all, I see my mama, when I tell you defying gravity, we was both defying gravity. When I tell you, bro, is something you want to say to the people? Did you need something? You don't ever come in here, so I don't know why you're in here. What? Listen, can you come here? So probably like the third spin, I'm like, okay, this is the one. And like I said, my mama was trying to control that hoe, but it's a car, it's a machine. Like you can only get so much control. So the car stopped. I don't know where we are at this point. Like I know where we are, but I don't know what are we in the road. I'm not thinking none of that. All I'm thinking, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The first thing that came to my mind is that you better not run. All I'm thinking, you better not run. You better not run. You better not run. You better not run. Because if you think I won't, get up? You hear what I'm saying? You think I won't get up with these two legs and be running that car down? Even if I was prepared to pull my video out just in case, because I'm going to get them plates. So don't run. I was hoping, I'm like, God, please don't let this girl run. Because I'm going to be on the news. They're going to get me on the news for running behind a car after an accident. And they're going to say, story's going to be hit and run victim meant she was not about to be no hit and run victim. That's what that was going to get. So anyway, y'all, so the girl didn't run. I get out, but this is the part that gets me, y'all. Y'all put these together on yourself. When I get out the car, I see she don't run, so I'm like, oh, bet. Because my adrenaline was pumping. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to fight 10 no-limit soldiers if it came down to it. You understand what I'm saying? I was ready, you know what I mean? So she get out, and she like on the phone already. Mind you, me and mama couldn't even find our phone. Why? Because I was sitting there on the phone, and before I knew it, my phone was in the back of the car because we was thrown and tossed all across the way. So how she get out of the car with her phone already in hand? Not only that, phone already in hand. By the time she walk over to us, mind you, we're still getting our bearings. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm still getting my mama off the ground. I'm not trying to really. Like when I tell y'all, she hit us so hard, the airbags exploded, whatever the word is, burst, came over. My mama's door was jammed. You understand what I'm saying? So after I get out the car, I'm getting out the car, wrestling to get her door open. You understand what I'm saying? And then I'm like, my mama like can't find her glasses, and my mama is blind as a bat without her glasses. So she's just like, what happened? Like I can tell she's in shock. I'm like trying to make sure she's not hurt for real because you don't know. I'm like, make sure she ain't got no concussion. Like it was just a lot going on. Like then my mama was on the ground. Like fell out the car. After I opened the door, she fell out the car because I guess she had to catch her feet, as rightfully so. So by the time I do all that, the girl finally walked over to me, and when I see her with her phone in hand, I am thinking, oh, I should have called the police. You know what I mean? Because after the accident, white man had already came. People had already gathered around. That's one thing about a small town. People had already gathered around. So one of the white men that came up and was like, I heard that boom all the way from my backyard. So I just wanted to come make sure everybody was straight. So for most of the majority of the time, when the accident just happened, I was over there trying to talk with people. Like they was trying to make sure, like, well, we good. I'm trying to make sure my mama good. I'm not even thinking about it like I was in an accident too. I'm not even thinking about me. So when I see her walking up with phone in hand, I'm like, yeah, you right. I should have called the police. You know what I'm saying? Because in my head, I'm like, don't try to slit her, because you don't want to hit us. So when I was seeing she was calling the police, I'm like, oh, don't try nothing. Because I'll be, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, let me call the police. So I ring, and I'm talking on the phone like, yeah, this is an accident. By the time she get over there to talk to us, she's already talked to the operator saying, yes, I'm checking on them right now. So you already gave the info, you already gave the address, you already gave your name, you already gave where we at, you already gave that what you did, you already talked to the people. Mind you, me and mama didn't have our phone in hand at all. I had to find my phone because it flung to the back of the car. I had to find my phone. Yeah. And then after finding my phone, I had to find my mama's glasses. I didn't have to find, it was so much, I had to make sure my mama was straight. It was so much going on, y'all. Literally. So then she get over there talking about, I done called the authorities. And at this point, I'm not gonna lie to you, we all, me, my mama, and the white man, we all looking at her like, explain it. Explain, because she had two little kids in the car too. That's another two little toddler kids in the car. So I'm like, what you got going on with you? Because literally, y'all, when I tell y'all, it's nothing but the grace of God. That's why I never get to that lady, so I don't get caught up. So at that point, we look at her and she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm on the way to a funeral and I'm just really shaken up right now. I started crying. Forgive me if I'm wrong or insensitive, but I don't give two about you in this funeral. Because I could have been on the way to making arrangements for my mama's funeral, dealing with your butt. So I don't care nothing about what you talking about right now. You understand what I'm saying? She caught my drift when she said, because I'm like, I know you're not ready to start crying. No, I just was not feeling her, y'all. I just was not going for, I was not feeling her. And she was trying the waterworks, and I'm looking at her like, I don't give no sense. But I'm like, I don't give no care about you or that funeral, to be quite honest with you. Because in my opinion, I'm like, you ain't that important because you ain't riding in the car. I know that sounds horrible, but I'm like, that you ain't lost your daddy or nothing. It ain't a daddy, it ain't a sister, because you be riding that car, you wouldn't even be riding with me. And my thing is, if you that distraught behind the funeral, because me and mama, we have dealt with quite a few funerals. Back to back. Lost my uncle in May, my mama lost her brother in May, and then lost her daddy in June. So when it comes to funerals and traveling, and we've had to travel 3+ hours to get to it, you understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, I totally understand that. But if you are not in the place, you don't need to get out of it. You almost killed me, huh? What are you talking about? So she like, I'm a nurse, but I just wanted to check and make sure you was good. And I'm just looking at her like, girl, please, save it. Because I guess she might have wanted to check my mama out, but she could feel my energy when she came over there with that phone in hand. That's what did me. Because you had that phone in your hand since the accident. Since we first got out that car. Before you came over here. You probably didn't know I peeped. You had been had that phone in hand. So when she walked over there and she like, oh, some already on the phone with people who would talk some funeral girl, I'm ready to knock your lights out. I'm ready to knock your lights out. The police won't dare either. I'm ready to knock your lights out. So I suggest you go over there. She didn't come back bothering us no more after that. Police pull up, ambulance pull up, they check my mama out, things of that nature. And the police was like, I'm just so glad that you did not land on the other side of the truck, because I'm going to insert the pics. I tell y'all that police officer was like, I'm just so glad y'all didn't hit the other side of traffic. Because the way she hit us, we're driving straight. She hit the back of my mama. Thank God she didn't hit my mama's door, because my mama might be paralyzed. Not gonna lie to you, her legs might be damaged. She didn't hit my mama's door. She hit the back of my mama's door. So the driver back in. She hit that side, that door. She hit it so hard that we naturally would spin 3 or 4 times. But it's the grace of God, because where we spin. I'm gonna show you all the picture. Look at the picture. Look at the picture. If you look at the picture, you see where our car stopped at. We're facing where traffic would come. But God stopped the car at the line. You understand me? He stopped the car at the line and said, no further. Okay, this car can spin out of control, but no further. You know what I mean? The car got control, but I got control. You know, no further. Stop right there. Not too much. Car stopped right on the line. Had it just been a smidgen over, I would have had to get out the car with traffic coming. Thankfully, it wasn't too much traffic going that day. But it would have been traffic coming. I would have had to get out my car, get on the other side of the car, be forced to trying to get my mama out the car, all while hoping the traffic don't come. Speeding like how she was, like a bat out of hell. It was just so crazy. So then after that, her man or whatever, somebody pull up for her and get another car. But you got to realize, we're in South Boston. We're still about an hour and some change from home. And still probably 40 minutes from our granny's crib. So at this point, we're like, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? We don't want to call my grandma, because that's going to be more stress on her, because my grandma's up in 80. My grandma's like 80, so that's going to be a lot on her then trying to get down there. Then I was like, I can call my roommate, but my roommate ain't got no car. She really can't help me for real, and I'm not trying to be calling people to have more stress. I'm like that type of person. Why would I call you? You can't do nothing for me. And if anything, now you're just more stressed out. And then feeling bad because you can't do nothing for me. At that point, I just really want to call them, but we're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And when I tell y'all, God don't play with. When I tell y'all, having a relationship with God is so important. It's so important. Because it's like you'll survive. Like you'll be all right. Like you will survive without God for sure. Like that. But I feel like life is gonna be 10 times harder. Because you don't got that connect for real. You know what I mean? It's just like being famous. When you got certain connects, certain things, people can look out for you in certain ways. If you connected to this person, not like if you dating somebody or you dealing with somebody, or you friends with somebody that's friends with Chris Brown or that's friends with somebody famous, because of that connection you got with that friend, now you're gonna be shown some type of favor to get tapped in with Chris Brown or tapped in with whoever that first person is. I said all that to say my connect is God. Because if I was not me, if God were my connect, we had gotten back to, because mind you, with an accident, people gotta come tow your car. So then naturally, my mama got full coverage insurance. So my mom thought, okay, bet we'll just find a rental car place and move forward. Whether that's go to Richmond, because we were still trying to go to Richmond to go to church, right, that next day. Or whether we want to go back to my granny's crib. So we're like, we'll just find a rental. The tow man drives us to the tow place where our car is going to be at and tells us all the rental places are closed on a Saturday. I don't know what that's about, but all the rental places are closed. So at that point, it's like, y'all got to find a way to get, like, you know what I mean? Like, how are we going to get home? How are we going to get to my granny's crib at this point? So then I'm like, okay, so then I like try to put an Uber. I'm like, let me just call an Uber. $50, $50 Uber. No Ubers in the area because, of course, we're in a rural area. We're not in Charlotte, Richmond, Petersburg. We're not in like a active, mobile type of, we're in the boonies type vibes. I know, sorry to get back from South Boston, but it's y'all rural boonies. So at that point, I'm like, there's no Ubers. There's no rental places. What are we going to do? And I could tell I was getting over one, my mom was getting over one, but I was trying to keep it together. Like, we're trying to figure all this out. The tow man go outside, and I see him talking on the phone. He had a real good conversation. He come back, and he like, I'll just take y'all to Danville, wherever y'all need to go. I told him, I said, don't say that because I really cry right now. And he was like, no, for real. If y'all don't mind, let me just go to Sheets, get me a Frappuccino, da-da-da. Girl, when I tell y'all, God is so good. So then he drives us to my granny crib. He go to Sheets, gets a little frap. He like, do y'all need anything? He was so sweet. I wish I got his name, but Franklin's Towing or whatever is Halifax County. That white man, I love you. All right. Anyway, so he tows us to my granny's crib. When I tell you, I ain't never been so excited to show up to my granny crib. I was so happy to see that crib, y'all. We got there. We got all the stuff on Mama's car. And mind you, my car was at my granny's crib. So it was really, we just got to get to my granny's crib because we got a car after that. And we could decide whatever we want to do after that. So when we got back to my granny crib, my granny wasn't there. So we was just sitting out there. But me and my mom was just really out there trying to process everything, trying to decide if we still was trying to go to church the next day, if we was going to leave that night, if we was going to leave. Like, it was just so much going on. But in the end, we ended up resting that night. Really not resting. Me and my mom only probably got like 3 hours of sleep because I guess the adrenaline and stuff, our nerves were still pumping. Thankfully, my mama suffered no injuries besides a little scrape on the elbow. And I told you, I'm going to put them little clips in here. But thankfully, my mama didn't suffer nothing but a little scrape on the elbow. Now, she was swollen on her left side. I had noticed that. Something told me before we went to bed. I'm like, let me get up and just assess you real quick because I was in nursing school for years. I'm in tune to like, I know at least how to assess a body and know when something off. So when I'm assessing her, and I'm like, girl, her whole left side was swollen compared to her right side. So I iced her down for the rest of the night, and that was probably like 2 a.m. Iced her down around 2 a.m. We probably went to sleep around 3 after talking and stuff. Finally could be put to sleep around 3. And then woke up around 6 that morning to hit the road around 7 to be at church by 10. Was at church by 10. Really early. Was at church by 10 because I drove my car. Mama didn't drive nothing. Because at this point, I'm like, girl, don't drive. And it ain't even you. It's just, people be just the trauma. Just, I got it. So we made it to church on time at 10 o'clock, literally. And I was just so glad to be there. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, don't ever judge people in regards to how they might praise or whatever, or how they might be giving it up in the church service, because you don't know what they went through. Sometimes people say people doing good just to be here. People doing good just to be here. You understand what I'm saying? Because I couldn't even be in a place, honestly, if I'm being completely honest with y'all, I couldn't even be in a place at the time to be like, thank you, Jesus, for not letting us die, say that. Because the shock. It wasn't until I really got to church and I could really like process it and really give it. You know what I mean? It was just so crazy. So literally, we made it to church that next morning, 10 o'clock, got on the road at 6, left Danville, was on the road by 6. Well, really on the road by 7, was at church by 10, really 9:45, was at church by 10, was out of church, dropped my mama off back at home, and then I drove back to Charlotte and was at Charlotte probably by 5 o'clock. Let's say 6. I think I was in Charlotte by 6 o'clock. And that was on Sunday. When I tell you all of this accident, everything happened Saturday, probably around 1 o'clock, and I didn't get settled back in home until Sunday, 6. It was a crazy thing, like literally. And thankfully, my mom did get a rental car. She's looking into the car in regards to whether it's going to be replaced, fixed, or total. We don't know none of that right now. The other lady did have insurance, so that was good. So, yeah, y'all, I just had to tell y'all that. When I tell y'all I was doing good to even upload that video, that vlog, because literally, as I'm uploading that video, I'm like still sore. Like my ribs, I did have a little bit of soreness, like and swollenness at like my ribs, like I was getting thrown across the car. But that was about it. But I still managed to edit and get that content out. I still managed to be at work by Monday. But literally, y'all, I wanted to vlog, and that was another thing. I wanted to vlog and didn't tell y'all this. I had no voice. I almost wish I had a video of me not having no voice. But literally, I had to text my supervisor and let her know, like, girl, I don't have no voice today. And I work on the phone. So you need your voice. So I literally had no voice for like 3 to 4 days. And me and my mom was saying, we think it's like a thing when I get stressed. Because the same thing happened when I moved. Or maybe not stress, but anytime it's like high, intense, a lot going on, it's my body's way of telling me I'm tired or I'm exhausted, whether or not I might realize, I might not know it. Because I can keep going. I can be tired and keep going. But when I lose my voice, it's like, okay, girl, sit back. Like, anytime I lose my voice, I'm like, it's my body way of telling me, like, you overdoing it a little bit, like, you exhausted. So I've been wanting to tell y'all this, but y'all, just dealing with the shock, telling the story without getting emotional, without being traumatized, crying, like it was really a lot. Like, but God is good. That's really all I can say. That is really all I can say. God is good. God is good. God is good. Ain't nobody make me doubt him at this point. So that's it. Of course, I'm gonna be taking on more content. I'm trying to get what's next. I feel like the daily life is cool, but my daily life is kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So I'm gonna think of something. I have put things down, like notes in regards to content, what kind of content I want to be putting out. So please be sure to follow me on Instagram, because that's where I do a lot of my polls to really see like what type of content you want to see. So be sure to follow me on Instagram at TheeRawestJO with 2 O's. Either 2 O's or 3 O's. But I'm gonna leave it right there so you'll see it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and yeah, I love y'all. Thank y'all for loving me. Thank y'all for every view, for every comment, and like I said, be sure to follow me on Instagram to see what type of content I'm gonna be kicking out next. I don't know, it's like a lot. Like, I got a list, and I don't know if I want to start spitting out the things that I got on the list. Matter of fact, I'm not going to. Slide to my Instagram, follow me on Instagram, watch my story, vote on the polls for the content you want to see. So, peace, love, coming from TheeRawestJO. Bye! I said, okay, my